Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, AmusedJester. My name is Junior, and today we're going to be reviewing Mattel Masters of the Universe. This is their core line 5.5 from the movie Masters of the Universe Beastman figure. Here's the front. It's kind of interesting. I'll point it out again later. And there's the back. That's kind of interesting. Let me point something out it's not like groundbreaking interesting, it's just something interesting. This is the card back for Teela. And here's the back of it. Look at that. Oh, because Beastman is a villain and she's a hero. I just thought it's interesting that they changed up the position of the figures, but then, you know, admittedly, they also changed the background. And there's the bio. Let me go ahead and take him out of packaging, which shouldn't take too long, and I'll be right back. All right, so here is out of packaging. $10. Let's lay down the money. $10. Here's the accessory, a whip. No paint, cool detail. It's not flexible or anything. Well, flexible in a way that, yeah, but it won't retain the shape. But it does the job, though. You can hold it in his hand much better than the one that Teela had, where I had to cut off parts of it. But as I discuss and look at stuff, I'm gonna go ahead with articulation because, you know, just as a show and everything. But let's take a look at that face first. So I was going to comment that there's a gloss effect on the hand and the eyes to make it look kind of, you know, glass-eyed look, which I am impressed that they went that far. So it really makes the eye stand out. And look at that face. That's amazing. It's not like a perfect paint printing application that Hasbro uses on their Star Wars line. But then again, it's $10. It's not $25 or $28, right? So yeah, you know, when it comes to price and the cost, it changes a lot, the evaluation of the toy, because even though the toy is a lesser quality than a Star Wars or Black Series, that doesn't matter because the price that you pay for it is so cheap. Like, who cares at this point? This is almost like a throwaway toy, and you're getting so much. It's got an actual separate plastic for the I guess teeth, which is amazing that they even went that far. It would have been just cheaper for them to just manufacture this whole thing as one piece and paint it up, but it gives it a nice clean look, doing it as a separate object and then just tying it together. I took it out and then I'm putting back in. It's just, you know, it's kind of interesting, but nothing that needs to be shown, I think. This one, I believe, is there something missing here? I mean, like, what is this peg? Oh, that's the peg of the belt loop going in. So, yeah. There's the articulation. Very minimal articulation range, as you can see. Very minimalistic in terms of range, right? The movement. But, like, who cares at this point? Or I don't care. I should say, I don't care. It's $10. Are you kidding me? Value beyond 12. I'm trying to remember, even though I just did it recently. Let me put it this way. I am usually busy enough that I don't have time to do a review once a day. I usually, because I have other things I need to do in a day, I usually just wait. Like, I've had some of these toys for months and they've just been stacking up, and I do the whole review process in one day. So when I'm doing this review, it's kind of like really fresh in my mind, the things that stand out, even though you see it days apart or maybe even a week apart. But here's the thing, this is a $10 toy. This is a $30 toy. I just reviewed this like literally like maybe 45 minutes ago. this is a $42 toy. Is it gonna fit? Let me just adjust my camera so we can get a little bit more screen time. And I want to point something out really briefly that's kind of should be very, very interesting to you guys. $10, $30, $42. I'm valuing this at 15. I valued this at beyond 20. I'm not gonna say 21, 22 because it's kind of unimaginable at this point. 20 is a perfect figure for me. Perfect. Just look up the review. It's perfect even though it's got flaws. And this I valued at 9. At 10, basically I left it at 10, but I valued it at 9. 10 is like the base value for me. And then anything below that is a negative evaluation. So for me to get like 10 and 9 on this one is me saying, this is close to being a negative value in terms of what I'm getting for the price that I'm paying. Now, this product has issues in articulation and some paint application on the face. So it's not like a wow kind of figure. It became a perfect figure because of the value that you're getting for the items that's presented. The fact of the matter is that this is a figure of a character I wasn't interested in. I was more interested in the accessories, but it's so, you get so much that the value ended up being beyond a perfect 20. This I valued at 15. Normally it would be a 12, but because of what you're getting for $10, surprisingly the paint print application is beyond what I expected. This particular toy line, even though I'm not interested in getting the core, or I'm not interested in getting any of the Masters of the Universe movie figure, not because I hate the figure or I haven't seen the figure, not because I hate the trailer or the concept of the figure. In fact, I'm excited to see it. It's just, I just don't have room in my collection on this one. This is more like a throwaway collection line that I'm testing because to get 10 of these is only $100, which is almost equal to 2 of these sets, you know. But I'm willing to throw away the $100 just to see what's in this toy line. And so far, I've been pretty happy with what I'm getting, which is why it's getting a value of 15. G.I. Joe line is just not something, not enthusiastic about doing stuff. But I'm going to be doing review on it today. I'm doing a whole bunch of reviews today. Probably 10 more. But you won't see it because I'll spread it out in the span of every other day. So you'll probably see it in June or something. So what I'm talking about here, it basically presets all my review or becomes the foundation of all my review for the whole month, because obviously as I'm reviewing this now, it's going to be basically compared to items that I'm reviewing now, which is basically this one, the ultimate figure, the ultimate toy company, the top toy company in my line right now. This is Mattel, this is Nacelle Toys, this is Hasbro. The ranking at this point is number 1, number 2, number 3. Yep, Mattel has overpassed Hasbro. It has done that in the last few months as I look into that one, and as the price for Hasbro has been growing up, this has slowly been creeping up because it's mostly retained its price point. But Nacelle Toys just went above and beyond. Like, if I were to correctly categorize them in placement, this would still be number 1. There would be an empty spot for 2 and 3. This would be number 4. And this was probably number 6. You know what I mean? That's how far beyond they are, how far apart they are in placement in terms of what you're going to get for this line by this company. Anyway, we are reviewing this line right here. not this line, but this figure. But I just needed to point that out. This review of Beastman is kind of unique in that I'm able to do that right now. But for this particular figure, for this line, for what you're getting, for $10, come on, it's beyond everything. I also want to point out that, yeah, that's kind of annoying. I also want to point out that when this was announced for $10, and even though I wasn't interested in getting any more into the MoTU, I just wanted to continue with the cartoon collection and Massiverse. And even that was kind of petering down because I pretty much gotten all the figures that I need. I was at a point of the collection where it says, you want my money? Surprise me with something. You know what I mean? Anyway, that was my mindset going to this line. And when they announced it for $10, I said, you know what? For $10, here's an amount of money I'm willing to spend on it, which is $100. I'll grab that much. That's 10 figures. That should be enough to give a good value opinion of this line. And then when it was finally released, or for pre-order, it ended up being like $13 on Amazon. I said, $13? Nope, not gonna do that. I am not gonna do that. I never wanted it in the first place. Saves me $100. But then the price adjusted. Everything went back to $10. $10. You know what? Let me go ahead and give it exactly what I wanted to pay in the first place. And at $10, this is a value of $15. Why wasn't I willing to pay $13.20 on this one? In which case, if I were paying like $13 and I got this, it would probably be a value of $12 for me. But why wasn't I? Sorry about that. Why wasn't I willing to adjust to $13? It's only $3. It's not that. It's because, okay, the company didn't say it was going to be $10. It's all the other YouTubers, and I'm sure they were informed it was supposed to be $10, but I was expecting $10. It wasn't, and that's a bad foot to be in at the beginning of the collection. And I'm at that point, so like, I have the power. I have the power. It's my money, and I'm gonna say no. You said $10. It should have been $10. If it's not $10, I'm not in. But they went back ahead, and I went ahead and grabbed it. Now I'm able to give it the value it deserves, which is $15, which is kind of mid-ground. Basically saying that this line, if you want a good line for an easy, cheap money, $10, here it is. This is the kind of line that parents will gravitate towards a toy aisle and buy for the kids easily. They would easily spend $20 on it. It's 2 figures. You can get He-Man, Skeletor, give it to your kids, and he can have a field day with it. But then again, you know what? Kids are changing this day. Sometimes maybe they're not playing with toy figures anymore and everything. There's Beastman walking away with my money, and I'm happy with it. That's it for my review of Beastman from Mattel, from their Core 5.5 line of the movie Masters of the Universe. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys on my next review. Bye.